Just a warning for you guys, but this video is going to be full of a lot of abrupt cuts because I finished recording it and it was half an hour, so it's going to have a lot of cuts, and it's best to watch the first video for context, so it'll be in a card right in the top right corner. Hello. Somebody has been making sarcastic commentaries. My sarcastic commentaries are fine, and I find it offensive, really offensive. So I'm going to critique your video of you critiquing me, which I'm critiquing you. So I don't know how long this is going to last for, but if you want war, you're getting war.
There I was last night, minding my own business, when...
Oh, look, these recurring snipping tool graphics. Oh, God. He doesn't even try.
For God's sake. So it seems Mopy.
God's sake. Okay. We're going that low, are we? We are going that low. I'm fine going that low. If you want to go that low, we'll go that low.
He wanted to test his mic on slating.
Now this is where he is using what we would call slang and real misuse of it, considering his background. Hardly King of the North to say.
My latest video. But before the video starts, if you enjoy the content, make sure.
Did he make that himself? Oh my God. Oh my life. He made that himself. You know, he made that himself. And that's funny. And now I'm laughing. Well, I'm not laughing, but I'm making fun of you and I'm getting pleasure out of that. So that's fun.
To subscribe, like, and stick around for more because there's more coming.
So I couldn't resist critiquing his whole video. I really couldn't. Sorry, Farkie.
So, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 has finally been announced to be releasing on August the 18th. The thing is your PC up to the spec? I know.
Now, there is quite a bit of white noise in this video because he's got a shit microphone, and I'm going to have to put up with it, but I might be able to remove the white noise with noise cancelling. So that's fun. But I'll have to put up with it. So feel my pain. And I might skip past the boring parts in the edit. So let's see.
Yes, I do have a bad microphone. Sorry about that one. He did such a good job of getting rid of that white.
Oh my God, he's done a screen glitch. I'm not sure what happened there, but that was his fault. That was his fault. You know whose fault that was? That was your fault. And yes, I know I didn't. Why didn't I do that? Because I forgot. And I was kind of in a rush, so I could do it before he could go to sleep, so I could really rub it in, because that's that was funny.
White noise, commendable. Sarcasm intended on your mum's old laptop from 20.
He's a hypocrite. He's a huge hypocrite. He really is. He had his mum's old laptop. I agree with myself here. Yeah, and he ran games. And he sounds like a sassy 8-year-old.
Yes, I did used to play games on my mum's old laptop, don't judge me, but since then I upgraded to a blue laptop with blue screens, and then a computer which is good enough for me right now. Also, where the hell did you get that bit about me sounding like a sassy 8-year-old from? So, what exactly?
This is where I got the bit where he said So I got this bit, this scene here. And he sounds like a sassy 8-year-old who's got a gobstopper in his mouth. He generally does. And I can't help that you sound like that. You just sound like a sassy 8-year-old. Now that we got that out the way.
We are the minimum specs.
Pixels. Just saying. Not that anybody cares or that it matters. Let's move on.
Have you ever tried copying, pasting words off a J?
Well, no, because the original thing was a word formatted table in text HTML, which you can just copy and paste into something like Word. which has its own anti-aliasing feature, so the text would have been made more than out of 5 pixels. Okay?
JPEG, it's a bit hard. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
It's a bit hard. Real commitment, I would say. It's really hard, he says. Okay, Farkie, I say.
Also, you need a graphics.
On the mobile one.
I mean, I used to play on a laptop with radio integrated graphics, and I used to struggle on like Minecraft. So, yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
No, I'm not having that because he's AM3. He had an A6, yes, an A6 with Radeon integrated. That was AM3. That was their last platform. The current platform's a lot better, and first gen was a bit of a lack, and second gen kind of got a lot better. But third gen, and now fourth gen is the sweet spot, and I guarantee this game will probably be able to be played on something like Vega 8 or something, or maybe even that new Intel Xe architecture. Yeah, definitely that Xe integrated, because it played Battlefield 5 on medium settings HD at 30. Or was it 60? It was 40. So no, you're wrong, Farkie. I was right, like always, and you were wrong.
Be up to the task for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. That's a video idea. I'm gonna do that. Playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on a laptop with integrated graphics and 2 cores.
Yes, but his processor is shite. We're not talking. Well, no, his laptop processor. His current one's 9 years old, but apparently, I don't know. He's being petty.
That's going to be quite the painful video to create, to be honest.
I referenced the graphics, not the CPU. You need a good CPU as well. I probably should have been more clear. I gave him that jab too easily. So, no, Farkie, you're wrong.
But it's coming. Let's move on. I mean, actually, it's Archie hard drive.
Oh, how sorry I am for mistaking your hard drive brand. Well, it's not from the big two, so get a life, I guess.
Get it right, Mopy. Specs listed here. You'll require an 8-core CPU.
Eight cores. You know who was telling me 8 cores is so unnecessary?
I mean, well, for the majority of the games, 8 cores is unnecessary.
No, I'm not having that one. I am not having that one. I could be sarcastic here and say replace Cinebench, but generally, that is not true. And and with this comparison, it's not specifying the cooler, and it's not specifying that. I know it's not. So I presume these are base clocks. It doesn't say. He's just stolen someone else's video. But what's this got? An RTX? I can't read that. I don't know. Yeah. So I really don't know what he's on about, considering you've got a lot of Xbox ports have really good efficiency because it's a lot cheaper to have more cores and to have a more complicated cooling system, because that's expensive for water cooling and vapor cooling and things like that. So it's a lot cheaper to have a higher efficiency and more cores. So on a lot more AAA games now, you will find a lot more multi-threading and a lot more multi-core using. Maybe not on Paradox games, because they don't really try on them games, but anyway. But that was sarcasm, just in case you can't tell, because you seem to be struggling with that, don't you, Farkie?
I mean, like, when the i3 beats the 2700X in games, it's a bit, yeah, it just proves you don't really need 8 cores for most games.
GTA is a very poorly optimized game, okay? It's the engine is something like 7 years old since the last update. So we shouldn't be benchmarking things on a 7-year-old game. But maybe for your processor we should be, though. I apologise. Your processor should be benchmarked on 7 to 9-year-old games. Graphics and tables, and had them each individually slide on with the graphics all coming together, and it would have looked amazing. I was probably asking for a bit much there, but a bit of a graphic would have been nice rather than whatever this is.
I'm sorry, I'm only trying to upload daily, and if I make
Oh no, you hear that isn't worth it. The amount of fucking fucking time he spends doing absolutely shit all on Discord is unbelievable. He has the time to do this. I know I'm asking for a bit much, but you have the time. Don't lie. It's not like you're doing anything. We're all in lockdown. Where did all that time go?
Graphics, then I'm probably not going to be uploading daily because that takes time.
The hard drives are... No, you only really need to do it once and you can just reuse the graphic. Or is that too complicated for you, Farkie? Is reusing graphics too complicated? Probably is, considering you bought your computer off an eBay seller where it had a picture of a Fortnite skin dancing. Fortnite and GTA rated. Because we are talking about there's going to be a lot more SSD exclusive games because it's easier to program games for an SSD. Yeah, it is a bit more complicated than whatever they're going to call Windows 11 because it will require a new file.
250 gigabytes really isn't enough for games nowadays.
It is, because unlike you, Farkie, most people only play a small selection of games. And you could probably live with it. If you were just playing 1, 2, or 3 80 gig games, but most games aren't 80 gigs. Most games are 20. That's more than enough. So this is so... Yeah. You could get like a 500 gig SSD and you could live with that. Just because you've got to a terabyte with all the games you've installed which you never actually play. Okay, sorry then. In your unique case of buying too many DLCs and installing too many free games... Fine, get the hard drive. But an SSD will always, unparalleled, be better unless it has no DRAM cache and it's SATA, but you can have DRAM cacherless SSDs if they're NVMe because it can just work off the RAM anyway and it's just a lot cheaper than putting DRAM cache on it.
I mean, you know, you've got your likes of GTA, which is in excess of 80 gigabytes. I mean, I don't have a drive just for about 20 games, so don't get...
20, yeah, there you go, 20. He has 20 games installed. He is such a storage snob. That's what you are, Farkie. I know you're going to react to this. You're a storage snob.
I hope so.
Is that case, DH? This was a bit of a low blow. I didn't actually check that, but consider his RAM probably won't fit with that because it's got one of them fancy heat sinks. You do need to measure that. But he didn't check. He checked after the video, which is where the problem is, because somebody could have already bought that. But you should never trust him to specifications. He had a Fiverr page for a bit, trying to recommend people, until we pointed out he's never built a computer. He's never even maintained it. They took out the CMOS battery. Well done, Farkie. Well done. 15 certified. I don't think it is.
I mean, actually, it is DH15 certified. It's DH15S. It's $100 stuff again.
Yeah. He's got the hard drive again. But somebody in this... I stand by this. I stand by this price range, but you wouldn't, because
2 terabyte hard drive is a lot cheaper than a 2.
Yes, but you got the loading times, and somebody on a 1,000+ price range doesn't clearly care about their wallet, with all due respect. I mean that not too badly, but they won't. They're more gonna focus on things like loading times and high compute storage applications, which I know is a bit of a niche, but it's still there. So some people just don't have SSDs, and in the really small cases, you just can't fit a 3.5 hard drive. I'm flailing my hands around and fitting things because I'm very frustrated at this. You don't need a hard drive. You will probably be better off with just an SSD, but I'm probably alienating quite a bit of my audience by saying this because they don't understand.
Terabyte SSD. For example, 2 terabyte SSD, even the cheapest one, which is a SATA.
It's like £5 more expensive for the NVMe one. Nobody's going to pick the SATA one. Even if you are, you just shouldn't. You should get PCIe 3.0 to NVMe 4 times thingy which goes into your PCIe slot instead of getting that, because it's like £5 more. I know that can be a big budget thing, but then you are just going to get a hard drive, because we're talking about the higher budgets here, not the lower budgets, not your budget.
To SSD, probably a BX 500 is about £180, which is considerably more.
Right, £180. Do we round to the nearest 20 now? No, we round to the nearest 10. No, so he says 180. That's 170. £10 difference. I know this is a small critique, but I'm gonna take that jab. You should have checked before you recorded the audio, but you didn't. You got the editing after, so your fault.
More expensive than a 2TB hard drive, which you can get for like 50 quid. Also, your computer definitely isn't in that price range, to be honest. You've got a GTX 6.
Yeah, you could argue that, or you could not, because a 2700X and that paired with that gets me near ultra on most games. So yes, it can go further, but a lot of game developers are opting, rather than higher graphical fidelity, to go for just optimize it for lower end machines. Like, yeah, it probably doesn't fit that price range, but I spent nearly that much on it in total, almost now. Probably around 1,000, 1,100. So it depends, because you didn't include things like a monitor, a mouse, a keyboard, even a chair. Some people don't have chairs, I guess, or a table, and things you don't think about, or a microphone. The necessary things like headphones, and you have to add that on as well. Yeah, I know, I'm probably more mid-range, but I've got a 1TB SSD, so who knows?
1560, which is not the highest end of graphics cards, and a Ryzen 7 27.
This was a low blow, but I did take a low blow on his CPU. However, you were taking blows earlier, but I got a pretty good deal, and that price does vary between. It was 250 earlier, and it does perform better than the 3600. And I do a lot of video rendering, video editing, so it does come in and help in a lot of multi-core applications. But if you were going to do only gaming and that, and even just a bit of video editing, just get the 3600 and you'll get the slightly higher clock speeds. But 4th gen's coming out anyway, which makes this recommendation outdated. Let's move on. 200X, which is the last generation CPU, which costs you about 150 quid. That was an interesting video, but 3 things to work on: white noise, making your own graphics, and what else was it?
Right, come on, mate, spit.
Right, no, I'm not taking that. I am not taking that. I have limits. No. I was doing that pause for sarcasm, something Farkie clearly doesn't understand. Okay? You got that? You heard that? Okay, let's move on. Oh, yeah. Not using PC part picker. I guess that's 2 things there: white noise and making your own graphics. So I know this has been a harsh critique, and it was meant to be. I was going to do more mocking, but it is a pretty good video.
Now you say that, alright, didn't really sound like you enjoyed it, but that's been Mopy's video, so if you enjoyed the reaction, make sure to
Right, you know what he's going to say after that, so I'm going to finish this off with, I know you're going to react to this. I'm also going to call this extended edition, because I'm going to try and not edit too much of it out, because I've got all this making fun of you. And what am I going to call it? Blasting Farkie extended edition. Yeah, deal with it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and dislike Farkie's video, because it's a bad video and he doesn't deserve the likes. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.